From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
A man who pleaded guilty to stabbing a 19-year-old to death in Boseman was sentenced yesterday. We had a reporter in the courtroom and have the latest right off the top.
Boseman Mayor Terry Cunningham held his first of two State of the City addresses this week. I'll have what his priorities are and what residents had to say about the speech.
I like to be realistic with the children. I tell them that I don't know how my health's going to be. I hope I live long enough to see you graduate. I hope that I can see you get married.
Coming up, we will introduce you to one Montana woman on her search for a kidney and the lengths she and others aim for life-saving care. Alrighty, it is 6:30 this Tuesday morning. Jane McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. And before we get rolling in this half hour, yesterday, Matt, it was spectacular weather outside. Oh my gosh, I shed a layer. It was beautiful.
And I had the sunroof open, trying to get a little fresh air. I even opened some windows. Yeah. It was getting a little stuffy inside with all that bright sunshine.
I know, it was a comfortable day.
It was. All the next couple of days, anyway, are going to stay above average. As we get toward the weekend, we're going to transition to more of what you would expect for spring in Montana, that transition to snow or rain snow or messy, wet snow. Daytime temperatures should build nicely from where we are now into the 20s, light wind for the morning, so light coat in order for the kids as they head out to school today. We are going to see a little bit of cloud cover at times through the afternoon and early evening. You look at our forecast, we're expecting daytime highs near 60. Again, well above average for most of the area for today. We'll see that transition later this week to that winter weather. I'll talk more in depth about what that means coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, a man who pleaded guilty to stabbing a 19-year-old to death in Boseman was sentenced yesterday. And our Jolie Sallee reports the sentence amounts to decades in prison.
I'm here at the Law and Justice Center in Boseman, where a man who admitted to stabbing a 19-year-old to death in July of 2022 has been sentenced.
Francisco Padilla-Canales faced a judge this afternoon in Gallatin County District Court. Judge McElye sentenced him to 40 years in the Montana State Prison for the death of Lesman Escobar Andara. Prosecutors say that after tracking his estranged wife with a GPS device planted on her car, Padilla-Canales discovered that she and the 19-year-old man were in a relationship. Padilla-Canales attacked Escobar Andara at a vacation rental his wife had been cleaning. Padilla-Canales stabbed the victim multiple times in the chest. He then went on to attempt CPR on the victim. Escobar Andara died from his injuries shortly after law enforcement arrived on the scene. Present in court today was Padilla-Canales' daughter and other friends. He was given the chance to address the courtroom with the help of a translator. He expressed remorse over his actions on July 7th. "I would like to apologize to Lesman's family," said Padilla-Canales. "The loss of a family member to a father, I understand. I cannot imagine the pain of his family, but if it were within my power to make a change and go back in time, I would change all of this. But I can't. I must accept what happened. I'm regretful and ashamed of all of this." Padilla-Canales is currently on an immigration or ICE hold. After he serves his time in Montana, he will likely be deported. In Boseman, Jolie Sallee, MTN News.
And in Billings, many questions remain over the death of a 12-year-old boy whose body was discovered in a shed behind a home on Terry Avenue last Friday. And one of those questions is why an Amber Alert was never issued in the case after Andy Paul Bertusk Martinez was first reported missing. MTN's Haley Monaco is talking to family members about their frustrations with how the case is being handled.
Andy was a very caring young man, young child.
The death of a child is never easy, but this one is especially difficult. The Yellowstone County coroner now says 12-year-old Andy Martinez was shot in the head and murdered, his body hidden in a shed off of Terry Avenue.
Should have been an Amber Alert out.
It's still unclear how long Andy, who friends and family lovingly call Randy, has been dead. He vanished February 21st. Neither an Amber Alert or missing endangered person advisory were ever issued.
So at bare minimum, a missing endangered persons advisory should have been issued on this case.
But Billings Police Lieutenant Matt Lennox says his investigators did everything they could to get one.
They reached out to the state because we had enough information on a couple of their leads that led us to believe that he probably was in danger. But because of the totality of the circumstances, the timeline that had elapsed between when he actually left and when we got the initial report, their Amber Alert was denied.
Martinez was officially reported missing March 7th. 2 weeks later, family says his sister tried several times to file a report but wasn't able to. She's not Andy's legal guardian, which police say is needed to file one.
I'm upset with just the complete disregard of my nephew when the family was calling saying, he's not a runaway. We need help. He's not a runaway.
Martinez's mother is behind bars in Wyoming. His dad lives in California and did call to report him missing on March 7th, but it's unclear why he waited 2 weeks. Regardless, police say they continued to search.
We have an internal policy, 12 and under, we don't do runaways. We do it as a missing person. And that's the distinction, because I know there's a lot of community blowback, the PD thought this kid was just a runaway. Well, he was a runaway. He ran away. That is literally the first line of the call, is we're reporting him missing because he ran away.
But family says more should have been done.
I've never seen so much disorganization. I really feel that it could have been handled way better.
In Billings, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
And in its first of its kind State of the City assessment, Boseman Mayor Terry Cunningham delivered his key priorities to residents this week. And our Edgar Cedillo has more on Cunningham's goals and what residents are saying.
In a first for the city of Boseman, Mayor Terry Cunningham held his State of the City address outside of City Hall. In his first of 2 addresses, he touched on topics such as homelessness, growth, and sustainability.
There weren't any subdivisions 50 years ago.
Jack Jelinski has been a Boseman resident for over 50 years. He, like many residents, has seen the changes in the city, so he came to listen to Cunningham's State of the City address.
I got to be honest with you, I was surprised at how complete his presentation was.
Growth in housing is one of Cunningham's priorities. He says that the city has plans for 1,000 units of affordable housing in the pipeline with the city's new ordinance.
Rewards deed restricted affordability with some density bonuses.
Angie Kachowiak moved to Boseman in the 90s. She says she wants the city to keep the environment in mind as the city continues to grow.
Really echoing the concerns in the community about how many trees are being lost as we continue to grow, but housing and trees can coexist.
Cunningham also addressed residents' concerns with homelessness as it continues to increase. He says that the urban camping ordinance is working but wants to focus on the housing first model.
Transitional housing that could involve the purchase of a hotel, motel. We also need more elements like the Housing First Village, which is on the bottom right.
On public safety, Cunningham also addressed the need for more emergency services with the potential for a 4th fire station in the coming years. He also addressed the need for hiring more police officers to handling the increase in cases.
We are seeing more fentanyl-related cases, more violent cases, and they've doubled in the 7-year period. Still, Boseman is still the safest, largest community in Montana.
Residents and city leaders say they want trust and transparency. Residents on Monday seemed happy with the outcome.
So I think it's a step in the right direction. I think continual communication, it might not always be easy, it might not always be comfortable, but it's important to show up and to keep talking about the things that are important.
The second State of the City address will take place on Wednesday night at Fire Station 3. That will be held at 6 o'clock in the evening. In Boseman, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Edgar. Now, it's National Kidney Month, a time to highlight the hardworking organ. And according to the National Institute of Health, our kidneys filter all of our blood up to 25 times per day. And one Worden woman has spent nearly 2 years trying to track down a donor for herself. You might remember MTN's coverage of Chris Coates in April of 2022. And this morning, our Kelsey Boggs caught back up with her to learn the challenges of trying to find a match.
On 6th Avenue North in Billings, traffic is constantly moving, which makes it the perfect spot for Chris Coates to camp out, advertising her search for a kidney donor.
I'm looking for help.
You can often find Chris Coates on the side of Billings roads.
Pacific Power is very good to me. They don't mind me sitting here at all.
Pleading with passing cars. trying to find a match to save her life.
I do have O blood type, which is I can give to anybody, but I can only receive from O's. So that does make it a little bit more difficult.
The 69-year-old Warden woman was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease, a genetic disorder, when she was just a child.
All my life, but I've taken care of myself. I've worked at it all my life, and I'm still working at it.
She says she tries her best to stay on top of her health, but after a long battle, hope is beginning to dwindle. She needs a kidney transplant, but can't seem to find a match.
I was surprised to hear my doctor say she thought I should already have one.
According to the National Kidney Foundation, after being added to a transplant list, the average wait time for a match can take up to 5 years.
I'm told 3 years is very common, so I'm a little over halfway towards that third year.
Coates isn't giving up yet. She's still searching, finding strength in her grandchildren.
I like to be realistic with the children. I mean, I tell them that I don't know how my health's going to be. There's no promises in this whole situation, but they take care of me. They really are my reason to get up.
If you know of any Type O donors willing to connect with Coates, please contact her at 406-740-0076.
Last year when I was standing here, a man stopped and he said that he was a donor. He says it's been a very good experience for him and he's happy to share.
And you saved a life too. That's incredible.
Oh, it is. It is.
Donating to make a life-changing difference. In Billings, Kelsey Boggs, MTN News.
And crew members from the Navy submarine USS Montana are making stops around western Montana to meet locals and learn more about the state's culture. And our Megan Thompson caught up with some members of the crew in Butte, where they got some lessons in making the famous pasty.
Well, the crew of the USS Montana is here in Butte learning how to make a traditional pasty.
Pull it up here. Kind of squeeze them together.
Part of getting to know the community and bringing some of Montana, the culture of Montana, back to the USS Montana is what allows us to come here and do things like this.
Just before the U.S. Navy's nuclear-powered fast attack submarine was commissioned in June of 2022, Commander John Quimby says his sailors were treated to pasties made in Butte. And he says he appreciates the history of the meal and the parallel between the underground miners and his sailors working in tight quarters beneath the water's surface.
We're not in a mine, obviously, but we have a small enclosed space.
So the pasty seems to be a perfect meal for the crew. And the USS Montana's culinary specialist, Chase Rosas, was on hand to learn the intricacies of the traditional recipe.
I know, look at that. That's so beautiful. That is the poster child of the pasties. It's not nothing too crazy, too complicated, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit more time consuming, but as far as like the ingredients, we have all the ingredients on the boat.
And that's important when you have missions all over the world.
We have missions all over the map. We're anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface ship warfare, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, special operations, you name it, the Montana can do it.
A bio for Petty Officer Chase Rosas says he is known for providing 5-star quality meals to the crew. And after a morning with Butte's Connie Powers, who's sharing her 80-year-old family recipe, Chase now has another tool in his culinary arsenal.
No, it's been a great day, and the crew has done a great job learning. Very, very efficient.
In Butte, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Megan, for that story. 6:43, we're going to take a short break here in Montana this morning, but when we come back, new numbers from the government show that inflation is still a big problem with consumers. We're going to take a further look into those numbers next.
The latest inflation numbers are out. I'm Michael George with what's costing you more and where prices are dropping.